Let's see how that goes. Right. Spin a little bit. Spin you back just a little bit this way. There we go. How's it going, everyone? All right. Okay. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream. I just fired it up, so let me know if you guys dig the camera angle. I'd actually rather have you on the ground, to be honest. How's it going, y'all? Welcome to the stream. This space is a work in progress. Just started working on this room, probably, what was it, last weekend? So, yeah, I'm going to put you guys down. I don't like you having sitting up that high. How's that? Is that a little better? Maybe? No? Let's try this. Maybe not. Maybe that. There we go. I think that's a little better. God damn it. Stay. See, I got that done. Let's do. $230 grain. Hey y'all, welcome to the stream. I just fired it up. You guys are the first ones. Let's chat. Two, three, 55 grain. Five grain. How's it going, everybody? Alice, I do not have any AKs. No, no, I do not. Not saying that I don't want one. I do, but unfortunately, I live in the state of Illinois, so purchasing semi-automatic rifles is kind of illegal at the moment. As soon as it lifts, though, I will be. Uh, Alice, are you an AK person or an AR person? 7 grain. Oh, nice. Is it kind of like an original base AK with the wood furniture and stuff? Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's I really want to get. To be honest with you, whenever it lifts, I'd like to get myself a Sestava, but then I'd also like to get myself a tactical AK, one with pick rails and stuff. I've got an SKS over here in the right of the room. That's about as close as I've gotten to an AK in my collection. Do you like ARs, Alice? Oh, yeah. Now they're starting to get. I mean, they flooded the market, so there's still a crap ton, but slowly but surely they're starting to kind of thin out. You don't find them as much as you used to, and the prices are high. I actually just got mine a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, and I paid 450 for it. So they're getting up there in price. And mine's just a Chinese Type 56. So the Russian and the Hungarian ones are, I think, probably close to 1,000, maybe a little more. They're out there. I don't know if you've tried it yet, but try maybe Gunbroker and stuff. They should be on there. Yeah, the Ruger Mini 14s are awesome. I really want one of those. I just started heavily getting into uh, guns a couple years ago, so I'm a little late to the party. So, but I've got a decent collection so far. What is that? 7.5 shot. 2 3/4, 7.5 shot. How's it going, everyone? See a lot of you flying in and out of the stream here. Feel free to jump into the chat. If you like guns, let's talk. I used to get on gun auctions, but they were bought out by Rock Island Armory. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Rock Island. A buddy of mine had um, oh, what was it? It looked like an AR, but it was a 12 gauge, and it was from Rock Island Armory, and that thing wouldn't cycle for shit. It was awful. And then he also had a Rock Island 1911, and it just didn't run very good either. So those two guns just kind of makes me steer away from them. I can understand like one model out of gun makers not working, but whenever you start having multiple, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. Yeah, yeah, liking guns is an expensive hobby, but I don't mind it. Oh man. Like what, a double action revolver, or just a 22 pistol in general? I did have a revolver. Yeah. I want one of those. It's like a cattleman rifle or cattleman revolver, and it's that tempered blue steel, the flared hammer, and all that. I really want one of those. But I do have a uh, GSG 1911. It just shoots 22 long rifle. It's not a bad little pistol. If you guys are just jumping into the stream, double tap that screen, jump in the comments. Let's have a talk. Road to 1,000 subscribers. Baby steps, baby. Just sitting here sharpening some knives. Gonna be doing ammo count and stuff like that of my inventory and what I've got later. So Alice, if you're still in here, what's your favorite gun in your collection? Oh, like a revolver, one of the smaller ones that can shoot like a 410. Oh, that sucks. Where are you from, Alice? Down south, I'm assuming. All right. I'm going to move this. Move you down here onto this table, so that way you can get a good look at the guns I've got. Back a tad. There we go. Oh, cool. In Texas, you live in a free state. That's awesome. I'm jealous. No, no, I do not. Oh, you have a Rossi. Sorry. That's super cool. Those things are awesome. I was actually just at my local gun shop, and they have one there. They deal with a lot of older firearms and stuff too, which, you know, they got some M1 Garands, uh, the old M1 carbines, stuff like that. I'd like to get my hands on some of those. Very nice, very nice. To everybody that's popping into the stream, feel free to jump into the chat. Let's talk. Double tap that screen, like the stream. Stream hasn't been going that long, so let's get this party started. And yeah, I could mostly agree, Alice. All guns are good and fun, except for the ones that jam and stuff a lot. Sometimes it just becomes a headache. I hope everyone had a good Fourth. Drives me nuts when it does that. If you guys are just jumping in, hit that subscribe button, double tap that screen, jump into the chat, ask me some questions. Let's start talking. Hey, Bryce. The wooden handled pistol to the right is actually a FEG P9R. It looks like a Browning high power. I'll get you close to it so you can take a look. It's a Browning high power clone. It's a Hungarian military service pistol. So I had never heard of one until I come across that one. Super cool. It's a smooth shooter. Smooth shooter. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have an actual Browning high power, but I got that for like pennies on the dollar. It was cheap. 9 mil. Chambered 9. Um, it doesn't like 115 grain though. It'll shoot it, but it's like a weak cycle, And if you run 124 grains, it does pretty good. You get a malfunction every once in a while. But if you run 147 grains, which I have ran a crap ton through it, it never jams. So it just likes the hotter rounds. I wish I could get a better angle in the room. I just don't want to move you guys around so much. I'm still trying to figure out a good angle in this room because I just moved everything in here a couple weeks ago, and I've been hanging up lights and doing decorations and stuff like that. Oh, actually, hey, I'm gonna have to flip you guys. My phone's getting ready to die. Let me. Sorry, y'all. Not trying to shake the pit. There we go. Bryce, that is a Mossberg 590. I love that thing. Yep, 12 gauge. I shoot 2 3/4 double aught buck. That is that's one of my ready to go guns. That's the one. I have two guns that I always have loaded in the house in case I ever need to use them, and that is my carry gun, which is a Smith and Wesson M&P 9 metal, and then I've got my Mossberg 590. All my other ones just sit in the safe all the time unless I take them out to shoot on the range. Well, fat boy, um, I've got here. I'll give you a little rundown. I'll start here on the left. So I've got some of my guns put away. I don't have them out, but here I got my Mossberg 590 12 gauge. Just a little Henry lever action 22. I've got so this is my CZ 600 Alpha bolt gun chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. That is a Smith and Wesson M&P 9 Easy, Ruger SR 45, a Feg P9R. That's pretty much a Browning high power hybrid or Browning high power clone. Sorry, and then my Smith and Wesson M&P 2.0 metal. This is a Savage 17 HMR, a very good varmint gun. That is my SKS Chinese Type 56. I just got done milling a pick rail for that cover, and just got it on there. I've got a red dot on order. So, and then this is an oddball one. I actually just picked this up. Don't let it fool you. Not really like a true AR-15. This is just a 22 LR, but it is a Mossberg International 715T. I want to say I think that they just took um, a Mossberg 710 and stripped it down to just the receiver and the barrel, and then put it in this fake plastic shell. So, uh, Bryce, no, I'm not really a machinist. I mean, I've got tools and stuff to like work on my own stuff, but uh, it's really not that hard to do. So with that pick rail for the SKS, all you really need is a file and a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So, because if you file that down too much, then it's really loose, and then your optic won't stay zeroed. So I went like real fine with it, sand on it just a few times, try to fit it. I just kept doing that. So I'd like to make like a total abomination. I'd love to take that thing and slap like an EOTech on it, but let's see. Do I have? No, I don't have any of my other guns out. Those are it. Those are all dope. I haven't gotten to shoot a 6.5. I do have a few oddball rifles myself. Love the collection. Hey, thanks, Fat Boy. Yeah, the 6.5 Creed, if you've shot a 308, the recoil and pulse is pretty much the same. The 6.5 Creed, in my opinion, is a more accurate round at range. So, um, if I had to choose between like picking a DMR and then picking a bolt gun, my DMR, I would love a like an M110, but that would be 308. And then my bolt gun for like precision shooting would definitely be a 6.5 Creed. Bryce, I've been a machinist for 25 years and I'm always getting asked to do odd jobs. Yeah, that's super cool, man. I really, I'm, I would love to get into that as time goes on. A Thompson Center. What is a Thompson Center? I'm not like a end all be all know it all gun person. So I've only been heavily into guns for the last couple years. I've always shot and been around guns. I just I don't know, as you get older, hobbies change, and I think I found my new love. Get back on there. Damn it. BCA 308 R10. I can kind of reach out with it. I need more range. Yeah, if you're wanting more range, the 6.5 Creed is awesome. So I don't know. Let's see, where is my 6.5 Creed? There it is. Uh, Fat Boy, have you ever been um, up close and personal with a 6.5 Creed round and what they look like? They're not as fat as a 308. Um, the round is a little bit more slender. And I mean, they're wicked fast. Here, that's a 6.5 Creed round. This is a Hornady match. This is expensive ammo. But yeah, real fat case. Oh, Yeah, Creedmoor is just an awesome round. To everybody jumping into the stream, double tap that screen, jump into the comments. Let's have a talk. Road to 1,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Go check out my other content. If you love guns and America, this is a good channel for you. Hey, what's up, FV? Good to see you, bud. Fat Boy, I want to say it's 1-8. I could be wrong on that. So how you been, FV? I haven't spoken to you in a while. I've seen a few of your videos pop up here lately. Living the dream. Oh, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Been busy, working a lot, but I was chilling upstairs, just doing nothing, being a couch potato, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump downstairs and do a live stream. So I just got done with this room. Well, not really done, but mostly set up, and I am struggling. I want to get like an actual fixed mount somewhere in the room where it just looks good, show off my guns and stuff like that. Hey, thanks, Bryce. Catch you later. How'd that? Were you in that competition, FV? Did you hang out with not a sponsor? What was that, last weekend? Oh, Gun Con. Oh, okay. So you a media event. So did you have like a lot of YouTubers and stuff out there? I'm assuming. That's cool. Yeah. Not a sponsor. Kind of threw us for a loop. He left Signal and dropped his YouTube channel, like all social media, and like didn't say anything to any of us. So we we don't know. We're hoping that he's okay. I mean, everybody's got their uh, personal issues and stuff like that, but what do you mean you're hoping that it wasn't your fault? Made him eat cookies. Um, what kind of cookies? Well, I don't think he did all that just because of eating cookies. Oh, Colonel Sanders, why do you say you think you're turning into a FUD? Hey, half empty. How's it going? I mean, there's nothing wrong with hammer fired pistols at all. They've got better triggers, in my opinion. Doing pretty good here, half empty. Just fired up the stream not too long ago. Well, actually, that's a lie. That was 45 minutes ago. Time's flying. Turn that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been growing out of the whole super compact carry stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't carry a super small gun either. Um, I've got really long fingers and like wide hands. I'm not saying I have like big hands, but I need a bigger grip for me to feel more comfortable shooting. So I carry a Smith and Wesson M&P metal. The 1911 feels great in the hands, so I don't knock you there. So between the cookies and the heels, it might be my fault. I don't know, man. I highly doubt it. That sounds like something he'd probably do on his off time. Don't let him fool you. It's okay to feel a little bit fetish, but don't. As long as you're not one of those people that cries whenever you release the slide or drop the hammer, anything like that. You ain't going to be any harder on that gun than it is for itself whenever you're using it. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. Oh, and by the way, FV, I didn't know if you knew this, but I've got two USPSA competitions that I'm going to be starting to do come August. After I talked to you, I got a hold of a couple gun shops and got myself set up. How's it doing? How's it going, guns? I don't know, FB. I've done it to mine. I can't tell you how many times. I've never had an issue. Now dropping the slide with uh, a dropping a slide with a round in the barrel. Yeah, I could understand that screwing up the extractor, but oh yeah, my well, one of my kiddos is too little, but the other one, she goes out to the range with me and shoots. A lot of my videos that I post, if the camera's moving around and following me, she's usually the one that's recording me. She's a trooper and a pretty dang good shot. She needs some work shooting pistols, but my rifles and stuff, she shoots pretty good. One of my buddies brought his AR-10 over, and we were sighting it in, but we had her plinking at 100 yards on a 8-inch gong. I birthed an assassin. I don't know about that. I don't know. I see grown men who can't be consistent at 100 yards. Well, I mean, and she wasn't uh, like freestanding. She was using the death grip. So, hey, Jason. My oldest was afraid of ARs, had only shot 22s and bolt actions. Put my AR in his hands, and a couple weeks ago, he is 18. I about never got it back at the range. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So I think that, well, so my fiance, for example, whenever her and I got together, she um, had not really been around guns, so she was nervous. But I've had her out there shooting and stuff. She's got her own pistol now. Um, she practices with me. Same thing, you know. Just didn't understand them and had a false fear for them. It's like, don't be afraid of them, just respect them. So, and my daughter, she's comfortable with them. Guns don't scare her either. And when my little girl gets old enough, I'll definitely start her out. I wish they'd bring that stuff back to school. Same here. My fiance hated guns before we met. Now she wants to shoot everything I have just so she knows how things go, how if things go south. Yep, that's pretty much exactly how my fiance is. 100%. So my oldest is 14, and my youngest will be turning 2 in October. I've got a couple of videos of my oldest on YouTube of her shooting. Actually, that Henry lever action is hers. I bought that for her. Sorry, FB. I'm not too sure what you mean by PCC, so I'm gonna say no. Oh no, no, I do not. I'd like to get one though. If they release this stupid semi-automatic ban from Illinois, I'd really like to get myself an MP5. Uh, I have a couple of ARs already, but as far as like a pistol caliber, yeah, definitely an MP5. Yeah, yeah. The USPSA stuff here in Illinois is just um, kind of hard to come by. Justin, yes, the left on the left, that Henry is a 22 LR, and you can't really see the one on the right, the one that has the paracord strap. That is 17 HMR. And yes, I'm in Southern Illinois. They're not gun haters down here. They don't listen, but also at the same time, like we don't have, like pistol and AR competitions. I would love to have that, like where you're doing both and running through courses and stuff. Yeah, Jason. I've got my brother lives in Texas along with a buddy of mine. They're on me all the time about moving down there, but I can't. I'm the only one up here around my old man. So, and FV, just to give you an example, the Smith and Wesson, the new Spec V. I really want one of those, but in Illinois we can't have them. All these huge competitions. They've got high magazine capacity and comps and all that stuff. It like you can't have that stuff here. Two gun matches is where you look for those PC SL matches. Yeah, but unless you were part of like the 3% that registered their semi-automatics in the state of Illinois, I don't really think that you're able to use those. I mean, we can't get parts, nothing. So, I don't really want to go out and run the dog crap out of mine and break something and then me not be able to get it to fix it. Can't get nothing here. I totally agree, Jason. But see, that's the thing, FV. So with the state you live in, you have to abide by your residential state's gun laws, technically. Yeah, it does pay to know people. I mean, you know, I'll just keep my mouth shut on that. Oh, I am in Illinois, unfortunately. California is starting to get some cool stuff from Staccato, SIG, and Shadow Systems with comps. Yeah, if it's a threaded barrel in Illinois, it's an absolute no. And the spec Vs are threaded with a comp, and I can't have those. O says I'm in Washington and can't get shit either. Makes no sense when basically the rest of the country can get an AR. 100%. It is so stupid that we all live under the same constitution, but there are people in other states that have more rights than I do. I'm right there with you. It's infuriating. It shouldn't be based on where you live. I don't think states should have a right at all to change or enforce any further laws when it comes to a right. Yeah, I know that shadow systems aren't threaded. I'm just making a point that the Spec V, I really want one, and it's a competition shooter. Like I would love to have that specifically for that, and I can't freaking have it. I know that there's ways around it. I can find other ones, but they all shoot the same damn round. It ain't any deadlier than any other pistol, but since it has a threaded barrel, you can't have it. That and it comes stock with I think it's either a 20 round or a 22 round magazine. And you can't have those either because you can't have things any more than 15 rounds. Hey Pews, good to see you, Ben. Yeah, you're right. It's some type of way that added the fake comp like they do to the fake suppressors. Yep, yep. Oh, says best of luck to you, brother. I hope one day can call we can all get WTF what the fuck we want without paying a premium on some disgustingly handicapped guns. Yeah, exactly. Pew says it is horrible that some states have been allowed to make horrible laws restricting the rights of the citizens. Yes, just hear this. Come to Wisconsin and shoot some weekend. It pays to have friends. Yeah, I definitely want to make my way up there. I if I get a vacation and stuff, I'll hit you up. Actually, uh my email on my YouTube channel is in my description, so feel free to email me and we can see, what you guys got going on up there. Maybe I can take some time off and make the trip. Jason says I lived in Washington for 2 years, moved there from Texas, had to leave a lot back in Texas during that time. Now I'm back and in the free land and feel sorry for those that are restricted. Yeah, well, I'm glad you got back to Texas, man. Johnny. To everybody else in the chat, Johnny B, it doesn't matter if it's a video, a live stream, or what. He always will work for 9 mil. Not going to say what he'd be willing to do for 9 mil. Hit him up. But how's it going, Johnny? Good to see you. And thanks, Ordnance. I like living in Appalachian Mountains. Have not had gun rights restricted like many other states. There is not even a tax on firearms or ammunition. That's amazing. And that's how it should be. It's really how it should be, countrywide. You know, um, just 2 days ago we had a mass shooting in Chicago, and they're so strict on gun laws here. I don't know what they don't get about uh, taking guns away from lawful gun abiding or lawful gun owning citizens is going to make criminals stop it. All you're doing is disarming your citizens from being able to protect themselves. Whoa, is that right? Anybody in here from California? Do you have to do a background check to buy ammo? All right, FB. Catch you later. Good talking to you. I would love to move out of Illinois. If it wasn't for my job, which, I've worked really hard to get where I'm at with there, I really don't want to start over. And then my dad lives here, so it's kind of hard to leave. Is there a waiting period on that too, Johnny? Like, you know how here in Illinois we have to wait 3 days to buy a gun? That is insane. I couldn't imagine that. I heard Colorado uh, just had a law signed in making it super difficult to own guns. And I know Illinois is trying to push for having gun insurance, like individual insurance on every firearm you own. My son starts college in Colorado in the fall. Kind of scares me that there's pretty much no way he can protect himself because he is 19 and not 21. Yeah, see, that's another stupid freaking law too. And actually, I mean, I only talk gun politics. I I think Trump and the DOJ are trying to push to restore rights to 18-year-olds. You know, in my opinion, if you're old enough to vote and to go overseas and die for our country and be responsible for $1 million worth of equipment, whether it be flying jets, running tanks, whatever, and then you come home and you can't even buy a freaking pistol or smoke a cigarette or have a beer. That is ridiculous. That pisses me off so freaking much. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we should be lawless or anything. Like, I agree that we should have laws, but at the same time, like, the Constitution is pretty freaking simple, shall not be infringed. We, the militia, you know, I think we should be able to have machine guns and stuff too, in my opinion. I'm not saying that we need to be, running around with like F-22 Raptors and Abrams and stuff, but like as far as firearms that we can wield, I think we should be able to have any of that stuff. I'm s- I'm so proud Second Amendment that there should be no laws restricting arms at all. You used to be able to buy the most modern cannons in Millsurp stores. Yeah, 100%. If you can afford it, you should be able to buy it. Yeah. Yep. And I think so. I was talking about this on my last stream. The one thing that I think like these gun haters are forgetting is we can use World War II, for example. If this is public knowledge, you can look it up, but Yamamoto's journal talking about the attack on Pearl Harbor, he actually wanted to do a uh, attack on the mainland, but he knew how armed the citizens were. That's why they chose to just hit Hawaii. and not go inland. And that applies today. We have all of us gun tubers. We have the bigger ones like Herrera and Garantham and Pewview and all that stuff. You know dang well that all these other countries watch this stuff and see what we do on our homeland. And I know that that's a deterrent. And, they're constantly trying to take our guns away. If they ever get to the point like where they completely strip us, and something happens and we get attacked, you know how fast they're going to be throwing guns right back in our hands. That's the whole reason why we have them. When the amendment was written, it was to give the people the same tools as any military could use against them. Also, the people shouldn't be priced out of their rights. Yeah, definitely, I agree. There would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Yep. And yeah, it did happen in Israel. It's just absolutely baffling to me. Really frustrates me. And I'm hoping that they don't learn that the hard way. Just leave our guns alone. Call sign. Hey, welcome to the chat. And yeah, I mean, I was just kind of stating a hypothetical. I know. It would be Civil War II, but it would be a pretty easy one if you ask me. It'd be all the he, she, they, them's, gun hating people trying to go up against us. And I'm sorry, but the majority of the military are all us. And I know dang well they wouldn't turn their guns on us. So it would be a joke if they really tried to do that. Yes, yes. Pew pews. I don't, or pews and paws. I don't know if you kept up with the bill, but with them stripping the $200 tax off that, now it's just a registry, which the Supreme Court ruled last year that that's illegal and unconstitutional. So I'm hoping now, since that this went through, that we can just have the NFA abolished. I would love to be able to go into a gun store and just buy a suppressor off the shelf and walk right out the damn door with it. Yeah, the registry can't stand without the tax, 100%. Yeah, yep, I seen that too. Sue the fuck out of them. DOJ is really pushing to help us in Illinois too right now, which I'm very thankful. If we can get this lifted in Illinois, I'm gonna do such a banger video. I'm gonna go absolute ape shit with my AR-15s. Don't be surprised if I dump like 1,000 rounds in one big montage video. I'm not kidding. Call sign. Shut up. uh, my county is one of the 35 counties in Illinois that has already done stated that they're not going to enforce the unconstitutional gun laws. Also, part of the county group that wants to leave Illinois and join Indiana. So it's nice knowing that our law enforcement around here aren't going to enforce it. But at the same time, it still sucks because it's not like we can go out and buy anything. If you go back to 1937, the standing of the court was they couldn't regulate the NFA because it was unconstitutional. But because they added a tax, it had political value. Now there is no tax. Yeah. Yep. Get rid of the NFA. Get rid of the ATF. I'd be happy. Either that or just strip the ATF down to their bare bones and just have them do what they were meant to do. send them to the frickin' border and just make sure that none of these guns come in from the drug cartels and stuff. The ATF should have nothing to do with the American citizens, the law-abiding gun owners. And, also the whole common use crap. Like, you know, can't ban something that almost everybody in the country has. There's like almost at least one per household. Also, to any of you guys that are in the chat that this is your first time around, be sure to double tap that screen, hit subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs at the moment. Appreciate you guys jumping in and chit chatting with me. Have any of you guys watched the 4th of July video that PewView put out? That was a pretty good one. Yeah, yeah, Johnny. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a crap ton of tannerite. I spent the past 2 days drinking beer, so I really haven't watched many videos. Yeah, um, unfortunately, I we didn't really go out and do much. Having the little one and stuff now, we don't get out and get to party all that much anymore. So I just stuck around at home, worked on my gun room. Been off the tube for a few days. Been sore from screaming at our politicians for the last 2 weeks. Well, have you been in like some protests and stuff, or just like screaming at your TV screen? I feel that had to work. I work at a truck stop, so I had to help our drivers out. It's a decent job. Well, good. At least you like your job. That makes it a little bit better. I can neither confirm or deny if Shine was also consumed. Like homemade Shine or like the little Smokies or old Smokies. I think I've been drunk twice in the past 2 years. Work home, work home, work home. Seems like that's all I do. I've been making calls to our reps on the bullshit they let get removed. Lots of Texans not happy right now. Yeah, I ended up calling too. Like, even though none of that crap matters to me, like, it doesn't matter what they do. It's not like Pritzker's going to listen, but I still put up a fight just because, hopefully we can get him out of here next year and we can get our rights back. Yeah, I've drank and shot, but not smoke. No, thank you. 3 years ago, before my youngest was born, we had a really big party. Apparently, I was up until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, but I don't really remember anything past 10. I don't remember going to bed. Nothing. Had some real apple pie shine. Yeah, I haven't had apple pie shine, but I did um, get some homemade peach pie moonshine once from a buddy of mine at work. He makes it. It was really good. I know that we all have a lot of gripes with what's going on in the gun community right now, but I will say that we've had a lot of wins. You know, I'm trying to remain optimistic. We've had a lot of good things happen, moving in the right direction, which is definitely polar opposite of what happened the last 4 years. So, you know, hopefully by the end of this 4 years, we can all rest easy, at least until the next gun hating dim gets in. That's where my other Mac was. Yeah. Okay. Ugh. Well, all right, y'all. It is quarter to 11. I think I'm going to go on ahead and shut the stream down here and get my ass to bed. It was super fun chatting with y'all. If you're new here, before you take off, hit that subscribe button. Go and check out some of my videos. So I post daily and trying to be a little bit more active on live stream as well. Johnny, I like how part of the big beautiful bill is a tax on people sending money to other countries. Lots of people here, lots of people here that are only here to make our money and send it home. Yeah, yeah. See you, call sign. Fuse, thanks, man. You have a point with the pistol brace rule being overturned in the FRT case being thrown out. That's a couple of good wins for the community. Yeah, definitely. Um, all right, guys, I'm going to bounce out of here. I'll talk to you later. See ya.